Hello, and welcome to Anime Audio Commentary. Today I'll be commenting on episode 8 of My Senpai is Annoying. If you'd like to watch along, then start watching now. Alright, so I think I'm getting an understanding of what the plot's going to be. You know, Takeda's just going to do his usual thing during Golden Week, which I'm given to understand is basically a week of holidays. You know, if not all the way through, a bunch of holidays sort of clustered together. So, despite Igarashi saying she's got a bunch of stuff to do for the holidays, you know, plans she's already made, I get the feeling that, you know, maybe she's gonna ditch some of that just to sort of like get Takeda out of his routine. You know, I don't know how culturally relevant Golden Week really is. You know, the most I really know about it is that Shonen Jump goes on a break during that week, but it certainly seems like everybody has their plans for it. You know, one guy wants to find a girl and settle down. Kazuma just wants to play video games. You know, it feels like everybody really has some big, sort of lofty goal to some degree, and I get the feeling that people like Takeda and Kazuma are just sort of like, you know, gonna take it easy. I feel like they're the only ones who are really going to sort of meet their goals. Yeah, you know, I still really don't know what that girl's deal is. She's just sort of strange for the sake of being strange. Alright, so it seems like we might be having a little bit more romantic conflict here. Like, Sakurai, she has to beat off the guys with a stick just to get him to stay away. Oh, that's interesting, you know. I mean, I don't think she and Kazuma are officially dating or anything like that, but seeing as how she turned him down, and now she's asking him, you know, out to have dinner, I think that bodes kind of well for Kazuma. Oh, that's interesting. So as I was saying before the opening, it is kind of interesting that Kazuma's so down on himself. I mean, I guess he is sort of right to feel that way, seeing as how Sakurai very clearly does care about him. But, you know, some degree of insecurity is unavoidable. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, to Igarashi's credit, it looks like she's actually sort of blazing through her list of goals. I mean, you know, maybe she has a bit of a lofty ambition here, you know, I am a capable woman, therefore I have to do all this stuff. Like, you can take it easy. If there's any time to do that, surely the holidays would be it. Although I get the feeling this is going to be a rather Kazuma and Sakurai-centric episode, seeing as how they're apparently going on a date and not, dinner like they had said previously. So it seems to me that we're finally actually getting to witness them do something. Because I think there's been now 3 separate occasions where they talk about getting dinner, but we haven't seen any of it actually take place. So, the dates couldn't have gone badly for there to have been sequels. But on the other hand, it clearly wasn't worth showing the audience, so how good could it have been? I guess ultimately it seems like it was good enough, seeing as how they're now going to the aquarium. And reflecting on it a little bit, the aquarium really seems to be, kind of a first choice for dates, really. I mean, this was a big thing in Nagatoro, and it was something that was going on in Chainsaw Man semi-recently. I don't have anything against the aquarium, but maybe it's just there isn't one nearby where I live that an aquarium would be a feasible thing to do without making a big trip to get there. I mean, I guess it could be a good date in some ways. You get to see all these nifty marine animals. And, good for Igarashi that she's actually getting all this stuff done. Although, it seems like, she might be getting derailed a little bit by this, I don't know what you'd call it, a true crime horror story something or other. Yeah, maybe it doesn't help that the would-be victim is a single office lady who lives alone. Kind of precisely what Igarashi does. I mean, I guess good on her for having the self-restraint to turn that off. Because, I guess in her position I'd be kind of curious, but ultimately it probably wouldn't be a good thing to watch. Especially if you have an active imagination. Okay, you know what? I think I may have been right in that Igarashi and Takeda are gonna do something together. Oh dear, she watched the program, didn't she? Alright, so you know what? Maybe they're not actually going to do anything, but I guess a small amount of interaction is something. Alright, so very clearly the plot thickens. Although, I'd imagine, if Igarashi has seen fit to close all the curtains, lock the doors, turn off all the lights, maybe sitting in the dark isn't going to help. I feel like if you're worried about a serial killer or something, maybe sitting in the dark isn't the best way to deal with that. On the contrary, maybe turn the lights on, get some nice light in the room, See, because this is the problem. The doorbell rings innocently, and the mind naturally sort of conjures up a would-be murderer trying to gain entrance into your apartment. I mean, fortunately, this isn't the case. This is Takeda. I've said this a lot, but he really doesn't deserve to be called annoying, especially when he comes of his own accord to make sure she's doing alright, because, that phone call raised a couple red flags. And to be fair, it's not like there's an actual crisis or anything, but his presence is definitely appreciated. Ooh. Well played by the attendant. You know, couples get a discount, so I guess you're gonna have to be forthright about it. So, Sakurai said, oh yeah, we're a couple to get the discount. And, you know, that just escalates things. That introduces doubt. You know, did she just do that to get the discount, or is there, you know, a sort of ulterior motive? Was this merely a good opportunity? Man, you know, if Takeda works out when he has nothing else to do, he really must not have anything going on to be so jacked. And you know what, I guess I was kind of right. You know, Takeda and Igarashi are going to spend time together. He doesn't have anything going on, so he's just going to hang out with her. And, you know, even if her plans get a little bit derailed, you know, it's not like they were going all that well once she saw that horror thing. Alright, so this is kinda wholesome. You know, Igarashi's sort of roped Takeda into watching cute animal documentaries. Of course, you know, how cute is it really when there's a shark bearing down on a dolphin? I sort of assumed that this would have been sort of like switching back and forth between Igarashi and the aquarium, but, I don't know, she's not exactly batting 1,000 in terms of picking things to watch. Alright, so this is interesting. You know, they're going to see a dolphin show at the aquarium. And for Kazuma, this is a first-time thing. Because, you know, it seems like this is something you normally do on a school field trip, but he missed out on that. So I guess, in a sense, Sakurai gets to share something with him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Imagine having the same name as the dolphin and bearing a passing resemblance to the dolphin. Like, I know it's being animated that way on purpose, but like, that's something alright. I wonder how much of a big deal they're gonna make out of it that, like, you know, hey, you look just like that dolphin. Yeah, you know, I'm almost reminded of Nagataro almost. Like, hey, look, Senpai, that ugly animal's you. Alright, so she's doing the same thing, but in a nice kind of way. You know, like, yeah, you kind of resemble the dolphin, but the woman at the aquarium said the dolphin was very kind as well, and so are you. You know, that's a much nicer spin to it. And you know, Sakurai is substantially correct about this. Kazuma is a pretty good guy despite his protestations. But, you know, he's also not really a person to sort of, I guess, brag about it or make it clear how nice he is. Oh dear. Yeah, you know, maybe wearing a white shirt to some place where you can get wet is, not a good idea. Alright, so it seems like Igarashi's plans are well and truly derailed if she's going out to lunch with Takeda. And I get the feeling that this is only going to continue, you know, maybe something's going to catch his eye and he'll say like, hey, you know, let's go do this instead, it'll be fun. Alright, things have been pretty nice between Kazuma and Sakurai. I feel like we're due for some kind of a curveball here. I mean, Kazuma, he's apologizing for not, blocking the water. I mean, that's not something you could reasonably expect him to do. But, I mean, that's something, but I feel like there's gotta be some kind of conflict here. Because it is nice that the whole date's going well, but I feel like there needs to be some kind of a wrinkle. Oh, man. She can't help herself. She has to take a picture of him with the dolphin. I mean, I guess that is kind of funny, if there really is, an actual resemblance between the two of them. I'd imagine that's going to be all around the water cooler when work starts back up again. Oh, I think I know where this is going. Takeda is going to display his spectacular talent at claw machines. Now, as I understand it, claw machines are basically rigged. Oh, darn. Okay. I thought Takeda was gonna, get that on the first try and just win and impress Igarashi. But you know what? I think this is almost nicer. He's never used a claw machine before in his life. However, he's doing it because it would make Igarashi happy. And there's something about that I think is even better than just him displaying his remarkable talent. It seems like through perseverance he has succeeded. And that's almost better than just doing it right in one go. Ooh. Wow, I guess it's kind of unfortunate that Takeda really just sucks at claw machines. But on the other hand, it's nice that despite that, he persisted. Alright, I think that's a nice touch. Igarashi acknowledges this isn't what she planned to do today, but nonetheless, it's been a good day. Oh, here we go. I think this is where the drama kicks in. The dramatic music informs me that maybe Kazuma's going to decide to be a little bit more forthright about things. Although, considering a couple of ordinary guys with no faces have walked up to Sakurai, I feel like they're not exactly morally upstanding people. Now, it's one thing for Takeda to just come and bust some heads, but I feel like that's a bit more of a stretch for somebody like Kazuma. Nevertheless, I'd like to see him put them in their place. That would be cool. Alright, there we go, He's not exactly beating them or anything, but that is tantamount to a confession. You know what? He didn't exactly chase them off or anything, but he certainly darn near made them cringe to death. You know what? it wasn't exactly a heroic thing to do, and these guys weren't exactly out-and-out villains, but you know what? Good on Kazuma, I guess, for keeping a level head and getting out of there. And I guess, if that weren't enough, he was also sort of, made his feelings clear. Of course, he does kind of walk it back a little bit, oh, I read that in a book somewhere, but, alright. You know what, even if it was actually not cool, Sakurai is willing to humor him a little bit, rewarding good behavior and all that. Yeah, you know what, that's nice. Sure, he bought her a dolphin that bears an incredible resemblance to him, but it's the thought that counts. So I guess now at this point, surely they must be official, right? They fooled the woman at the ticket window. Kazuma basically drew a line in the sand here. I guess it's time to tell the co-workers, huh? Alright, well, I guess it seems like it's just sort of business as usual. One final little joke at Kazuma's expense. There we go. Alright, well that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then by all means, tune in for the next one. See you, Space Cowboy.